In today's video, I will be looking at expired domain names, specifically using them as a strategy to make money online. It's one of those topics where there will always be new products being promoted and released and sold based on this strategy. So if you're just starting on your online journey or are relatively new to the make money online niche and would like to be better informed about expired domain names, please stay on and watch the video. Hi, I'm Jenny Brew from Nomadic Hero. This channel is about providing information to help you in setting up an online business. If you need some help without the confusing garbage, then see the list in the description below this video. There's lots of free training that you may find valuable. Last, if you haven't been to this channel before, please subscribe, ring the bell for future updates and give me a thumbs up. Okay, let's get started. In this video we will look at why do people buy expired domain names, what strategies can you use to make money using expired domain names, how to get the right one, how to choose it, what due diligence do we need to be using, and a strategy review. Let's look at the pluses and minuses for each of these strategies to see whether they're in fact worthwhile. Firstly, what is an expired domain? It's basically a domain that has not been renewed before the end of its contract. And expired domains are really the domain names or the URLs of websites that are no longer operational. Now, a website will usually have acquired a number of links from other websites over the life of that website. When a site goes out of business or the domain is cancelled for any reason, such as non-payment or the owner forgets about it, the domain is then available for purchase along with all of the inbound links it has accumulated over time. So most people will buy expired domains in order to get the traffic, get access to the traffic that is already on that particular site and coming to that site through those links, and redirect that traffic, and they will buy them to make use of the website's previous ranking and SEO power, in the hope that the extra links, all those extra backlinks, will help their domain rise in Google's search results. In other words, to grow the domain authority, the DA, on the basis of the existing content and backlinks. These are the main strategies that people will put into place to use expired domain names. Now, first, we will take a look at starting your own website, and secondly, redirecting the expired domain to your site. Strategy number one looks like this. We have an expired domain. Now, the expired domain may have links pointing to that domain. They may be coming from Reddit, for example, forum. They've been coming from Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest. These are all the social media type ones, and they'll be sitting there in the background. Now, additionally, there may be a blog post. There is possibly a website that has been built on this in the past, so there could be a number of blog posts, there could be some videos, there could be all sorts of things that may form part of this particular website that sits in the background. Now, again, you can have social media input to that blog post. There may in fact be videos, for example, sitting on the blog post. So that is all sitting there, and this is part of the attraction of purchasing an expired domain. Now, let's suppose then that due diligence is done on this domain, and we will touch on that a bit later in the video, because you don't just go and buy any old domain. You need to choose fairly carefully with your domain, and it's important that the domain you choose is in fact in the same niche as what you want to do for the future. So if in this particular example we are going to build a new website. Now what this simply means is we are going to use this domain and create a new website around it. So we are going to build new content, quality content, and create it that way. These little dollars here is just the purchase of the domain, and that's what some people will do to use their expired domain, because this will already have authority. When you build a new website, there's a discussion about something called the Google Sandbox. Now this has been debated for a long time. Google has made no direct disclosure on the matter, but it's likely that the sandbox effect refers to a set of filters used for anti-spam purposes. And what that means is it can take a bit of a time for the search engines to review a new website and its content and to index it. So what we're saying is, for a brand new website, you won't get indexed for a period of time, and that's called being in the sandbox. Basically, I've tried to see how long new websites stay in the sandbox for, but there seems to be a variety of views. I've seen 1 to 6 months, with an average of about 3 months. So if you're setting out to create a website, a good way to bypass the sandbox for new sites is not to use a new domain, and instead you start using your site using an expired domain that's already indexed in Google search and has gone through this particular period, and that way you can get your website going a lot faster. Strategy number 2. Now, instead of building a main website around the expired domain, you have your own website, and what you do is purchase the expired domain. You make sure you've done due diligence, you understand the links and so forth that are on your expired domain, and then you do a 301 across to your main website. Now, the thing about doing it this way, using a 301, is that you may, in fact, so long as you know the individual links and so forth that are here, not just direct it to the home page, but you can in fact redirect specific links across into specific pages on your website, because you own this website and you understand the pages that are there. Now, this is known as deep linking. Deep links on the web are very common, and they're so common that they're not called by that name. They call them direct links, and they're just an extension of the website URL, which takes you to a specific page hosted on the website's domain. For example, if I use my own website, nomadichero.com, all it would do, instead of taking to the home page of that, what we would do would be to link directly into a different page, which may be nomadichero.com/product, and that in fact will take you to a product page. So that's all deep linking means. It's not very deep and meaningful at all. Now, what you must be careful of is, before buying any expired domain for 301 redirections, it's very essential to make sure the domain name you're buying is congruent to your main site, that is, in the same niche. Strategy number 3. Now, buying the domain to source the links. This is the strategy that is very much reflected in a lot of products which are sold online by the likes of Warrior Plus and Javizu and so forth. So be aware of this because it's relevant to people who are being introduced into affiliate marketing. Strategy number 3. Now, the only difference is here on the right hand side. You've purchased the expired domain, and in this what we're doing is putting in a funnel here. Now, when we say funnel, we mean we could be putting in a landing page or some sort of bridge page here, and what the aim of that is to put an affiliate link to some product which will be sold, which is related, as far as the niche is concerned, to the underlying domain here. So you've got to make sure you get the congruency with the niche, that this domain is reflecting. So we have a landing page, and the landing page can also have an opt-in piece where you can collect an email address and start building a list, which is fairly important to do, and you may need a lead magnet or some such thing in return to getting the email address. You may make various offers here, which will be affiliate links that, as I said, are related and congruent to the niche in which this is being placed. Now, that is the only difference here. It is a good idea to try and build your list at the same time you are doing this. You can see by this particular methodology of collecting traffic from here, at some stage in the future, this is not going to last forever. This is not an endless source of traffic. And the problem with doing this, of course, is that you have absolutely no control over this end. If this traffic is coming, for example, from a YouTube channel, and yes, the person has forgotten to follow through with the expired domain, but those videos are still probably online and pulling traffic. Now, if the owner of those videos decides to pull all that traffic down and remove those videos, then your whole source of traffic will disappear. So it can be quite illusory, and that's the thing about using 301 expired domains here, is that you're skating on thin ice a lot of the time, and what you will be doing is looking for a continuum of expired domains to keep the money rolling in, basically. Strategy number 4. Flipping, buying great expired domains and selling them at a premium price. Now, the most important thing here is to get the expired domain as quickly as possible and resell it at a higher price. Equally, domain investing is a similar issue, and that is, there's many domain names which are being released every day. They expire every day, and it's a whole different area of expertise to be able to find fresh brandable domain names and invest in them for the future. And what you're doing, of course, is hoping that you'll be able to sell them for a profit at some stage later. Strategy number 5, a private blog network, a PBN. A PBN is simply a network of websites that you use to link out from to increase the rankings of one or more websites. There is a lot of debate about the ethics of this tactic, so it's not one that's recommended for beginners at any stage and would be regarded as black hat as opposed to grey hat. So what you've got here is your money site. This is where you make your money, and what you do is you set up many more than this, a number of satellite websites around the money site, and each one of these is an expired domain. Now, obviously, they all should be working together and be in the same niche, or it won't make a lot of sense. But historically, what used to happen is entrepreneurs, inverted commas, would buy these things, and they would fill up each of these different little websites with garbage content, and a lot of them could be in fact very similar to the previous ones, and all these links would be flowing back into the money site. So this particular money site would in fact have so many links pointing to particular web pages, and in theory, the higher the quality the links are that are coming back, the higher this web page will rank. So it's about building up the rankings of this page to quite a high level through doing an artificial sort of placing of content around in these satellite websites. It used to be that you could set up these websites, populate them with complete garbage, put links in the money site in that content, and then you'd just see the rankings go up. There are people who are still setting up PBNs, but basically what they're doing is working on each of these and putting quality content into each of these and treating them in quite a different manner to what was historically considered totally black hat. This is not a strategy for beginners in any sense, so it's not recommended as something that you could do unless you were quite experienced in the game. So what I'm going to do, in realizing that I've already spent probably 50 minutes or so covering the first two topics, is cover the next two topics in a subsequent video. So that will be part 2 of expired domain names. Well, I hope you found this video useful, and if you haven't been to this channel before, please subscribe, ring the bell for future updates, and give me a like. If you want to find out about a real structured way for beginners to make an honest and genuine online business, then see the link in the description below this video. There's great value, free training available for starting as an affiliate marketer. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.